the wider question for the UK and our allies is, well, there's clearly a gap between a strategic nuclear capability like the Trident missile, intercontinental ballistic missile, which takes you into strategic levels of destruction, and conventional forces. A great deal of alarm from what we've seen in Ukraine, where President Putin has talked about using tactical nuclear weapons, and in Russian doctrine, as is well known, that features as a mode of de-escalating a conflict when it gets to a critical moment. So there is going to be a conversation about closing the gap, and that you can close the gap in a number of ways. So the DCA, dual capable aircraft, is one route, and others will argue that you can close the gap by the rapid evolution of very long range, so longer range than the DCA aircraft, highly effective, self-protecting conventional missile, which could reach anywhere in your opponent's territory, and that would be a really effective deterrent. This is an interesting discussion, not yet resolved.
Okay, just got a question here from Tim Durbridge on YouTube, watching us on YouTube, and he says, I was wondering, what is the plan in the review to improve the short and long range air defence? Are they going to go with a UK built design, a US design, or something like the Israeli Arrow?
So we're probably talking about the need to improve the integrated air and missile defence of the United Kingdom as part of NATO. So one comforting thought is that between us and Russia, if you look east, there's a lot of NATO and they have air defence systems. It makes no sense for the UK not to be integrated into the NATO fight for its airspace. On the other hand, if you look west, there's a lot of sea, which a Russian submarine that can fire missiles, the UK is perfectly capable of operating in. So in the review, of course, we looked at, based on what you see in the world, the imperative of integrated air and missile defence. And two things are really clear. One is we already do a little bit of that, the Type 45 destroyer and the ability of the RAF's F-35s to penetrate deeply into, say, Russia with cruise missiles. But there is no UK Iron Dome, nothing like it. If you want to do that, well, first of all, it'll be part of a NATO system. And secondly, it's going to cost you a lot more money than is currently available, a lot more money. So the review puts about £1 billion into improving command and control, buying more weapons, buying more tanking capability, improving what we have. And if you want to do better than that, find more money.